Welcome back to 30 Days of Comics. This is day 9. What's the most touching scene or comic book?
Well, this is a hard one. There's actually some good ones out there, but I'm a bitter old man, and so things that touch me, that's kind of hard. One of the things that I keep going back to that I don't know if touching is the right thing. Well, yeah, it is touching. Is issue 9 of The Secret Six. I really like that book, and that book feels a lot for me. It's basically Batman is disappeared, supposedly dead. It's during the whole Batman Gone, Rest in Peace arc that's going on. And in The Secret Six, it's got Bane and Catman and Ragdoll along for kicks are in Gotham, and they're stopping child kidnappers because Bane thinks that child kidnappers are horrifically disdainful and despicable people. And so they're rescuing this kid that is these kids that are being held captive and are going after the kidnappers, which of course these guys are villains, but they're doing heroics. And while they're doing these heroics, Bane and Catman are having this discussion about whether or not they could put on the cowl, whether or not they could be Batman. Why aren't they as good as anybody else? Because they think they are. Why is it that the good guys get to continue to be called good guys and get away with whatever they do, and the bad guys are always labeled bad guys, regardless of what their actions are. They're always the bad guys. And they end up doing lots of good stuff in the book, and they save the people at the end. They get to the final bad guy, and they basically beat him up and have him, well, the equivalent of arrest, except of course they weren't going to arrest him. They're going to finish him off. And Nightwing shows up and kind of tells them that they're bad guys and that they better get out of Gotham. And that's kind of how the book ends. They decide not to fight Nightwing and to leave. And they debate whether or not they could wear that cowl. And it just, I don't know, it really strikes something with me, the whole, they could be heroes too. Or they are heroes. They're trying to be heroes, but they get dealt the bad cards or whatever. And it's one of the things I really liked about the whole series. It kind of strikes a chord with me, and I really enjoyed that, the fact that, that they were heroes. I think that's, for me, one of my favorite books, and I enjoy that quite a bit. There are some others, but I think that's the one I enjoy the most. Day 9 of 30 Days of Comics. Ethan, what is the most touching scene or book?
I had to think on this one for a bit because I wasn't sure how many really touching things I had read. And I decided that the most heartfelt thing I'd read in a comic book was the final issue of the pre-launch Batgirl, where Stephanie wakes up from this coma that pretty much nobody comes out of because it's supposed to be just that amazing. And and Barbara's there, and she and Barbara talk pretty much about all of Batgirl's run as Batgirl, and it was really amazing, and I liked it, and it was so heartfelt. It didn't feel written at all. It felt like, that's no doubt about it, that's what Barbara would be saying, and it was just really it was really amazing, and I liked it a lot.